Hi ladies, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a flawless medium to full coverage foundation video, and I have a few tips that I'll share. And I don't think I've ever made a video like this before. I sometimes think, well, there's enough videos out there about this topic, so why do you need to hear from me? But then I remember that I might be one of the only YouTubers that you watch and you don't see the plethora of other videos out there. And if that is the case, I'm very flattered and I don't want to let you down. So I thought I would put together my own flawless, full, medium to full coverage foundation technique that allows me to get really flawless coverage. And I will tell you that I decided to make this video today because I had over exfoliated. I always talk about not over exfoliating, but I did try a product recently that I'll share with you in another video. It's actually a very good product, but my skin is pink right now underneath all this makeup. I've had a good exfoliation and I'm a little bit irritated and pink. So let me just jump right in and tell you what I do to look my best when that happens, especially with the holidays coming up. God forbid this should happen right before you see family or someone that you haven't seen in a long time. You know, you want to put your best foot forward and look your best. So I've got my coffee here. It might be a little bit chatty. I'm going to roll through my actual physical act of putting on my foundation, but I'm going to just tell you a few things that I do first. So first of all, I do like to typically exfoliate my skin days in advance. So say I have somewhere to go next weekend and it's Monday. And so I'm going somewhere on Saturday. What I'll typically do on that Sunday or Monday is use either like the ordinary 10% lactic acid at night before I go to sleep. That's stronger than anything I would typically use. I might even use it 10 days in advance just to be safe. Let's go 10 days in advance. So 10 days in advance, I'll use either that or the product that I used. And I don't want to talk about that product because I want to make a video about it. So I'm going to just say an exfoliating kind of peel type product. Nothing as strong as like a TCA peel or anything like that. It's something that's meant to be gentle for overnight, but it does create a little more peeling than you would typically get if you were to use like Sunday Riley Good Genes or the Derma alpha hydroxy acid overnight peel. That's my favorite. It's very, very gentle. I think all of us could pretty much tolerate that because I have very sensitive skin, and that's the one I typically go for. But I wanted to do something a little bit deeper because the holidays are coming, and you know, I just wanted to see. I'm always playing around with my skin. So 10 days in advance, you might do something like that. That way, if what happens to me where you get a little more peeling than you planned for, or your skin pinks up and gets irritated, it has time to adequately heal between then and the date of your event. So that would be my first recommendation, is do maybe a little bit stronger of a peel. Even for me, if I were to use 1% Retin-A on my skin for one night, that would create the same kind of peeling effect. That's how sensitive my skin is. So whatever it is that would make you peel a little more than you normally do, but not to the strength of a TCA or a Vi peel or anything done professionally. Something that you can do at home that would give you a little extra exfoliation. Then after that, I would wait till I've healed like 3 or 4 days, and then I start my normal routine, which would be when I wash my face, I might include my pineapple exfoliating powder that I showed you in my nighttime skincare video. This has a little bit more exfoliation than a basic cleanser, or like the Derma anti-aging glycolic and vitamin A toner is really, really good. It helps kind of loosen up the skin bonds that are hanging on. Or the Pixie Glow Tonic is another thing, a little bit of that on a cotton ball, just to kind of remove any of the dead skin that might still be hanging on, you know, from your peel. your mini peel, mini peel. Then a couple days after that, like for those next couple of nights, I would only use like a gentle facial oil on my skin, jojoba oil, Moroccan argan oil, something very gentle and healing to my skin. If your skin can handle moisturizer, just moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. Get your skin back in like its best shape. And so now we're like 5 days away from the event. So on like 4 days before the event, maybe even 3, depending on how fast your hair grows, I get Tinkle razors and I order this giant box from Amazon. I always have these. As soon as I notice I'm getting low, which I'm not yet, for some reason I've really favored the pink ones. Oh, I guess I've gotten them all, the pink and the green. Once I get down to like just maybe a row of these, I place an order on Amazon, and these last me probably about 4 or 5 months for that whole box. And I take a Tinkle razor and I basically use some shaving cream that is unscented and made for sensitive skin. And I just go over my face. I have the lid on it and I hold my skin taut. And I usually start about here and do very soft, gentle strokes without applying any pressure. Be very, very careful. And I go around even my eyes, all around my face, underneath my chin. I always have a damp, warm cloth where I'm wiping it off, because not only are you going to be getting off peach fuzz, but you're going to be getting debris. You're exfoliating your skin. This should not make you turn pink. If you are turning really pink, you might be applying too much pressure. I turn pink even with the slightest pressure. So just to let you know how little pressure you need, because you don't want to cut yourself. So I don't really apply very much pressure at all, but I do hold my skin taut. Go over my whole face. Here, I tend to get a lot of peach fuzz. I grow a lot of hairs kind of connecting here to my brow. I go in there really well. I hold up my brow, and I even do here because I use my retinol and some, exfoliating serums right here sometimes, so I get that dead skin off. I even do my forehead. Even though I have no peach fuzz on my forehead, it does do a good exfoliation on my forehead. I get debris, so it does help exfoliate. Again, the other side of my face the same way. I really kind of focus in here and around my lips, because you can get those little stray hairs kind of around your lips that you have to be careful about. And I even kind of gently go over my lips, very, very gently. I never really cut myself. I have before, but I'm so cautious and careful, and I never do this when I'm in a hurry. So keep that in mind and do this at your own risk. I will not use a dermaplaning tool. I know a lot of you do, and that's great, but I don't trust myself because I am so sensitive skinned, and I just need to be so careful. So this suits me fine. In a few days, before I pitch this, I usually clean it off really well, dip it in alcohol, clean it off. And then for the rest of the week, I might get my mustache and right here and around my lips a little bit more, just because those hairs tend to grow in quickly and they're a little more coarse. But by the end of the week, I pitch it. So none of these sit around longer than 7 days, and then I get a new one. So every 7 days, I get a new one out of my box. And like I said, when I'm out, I order new ones. They're very inexpensive. You can even find them at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I don't know if they're always the Tinkle brand. Sometimes they are, but they're eyebrow grooming tools is all they are. I don't know what it says on the box here. Woman's shaver. Anyway, really nice. I really like this particular brand a lot. So I make sure that my skin is very hair-free, exfoliated, and then I rinse off my face after I do that, and I use a very gentle toner. I really like the Rose Water Toner from Andalou Naturals, that whole sensitive skin rose range. I always keep that on hand for when I over exfoliate or do a little too much. That's kind of like my go-to to repair my skin. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen. I've used it for years and years and years and continue to incorporate it into my skincare routine all the time. Andalou has amazing products. So I'll use the rose toner, and then sometimes I'll even just use the rose serum for the next few days until my event. So now my skin is prepped and looking fabulous. It isn't over exfoliated, but it's really exfoliated from the past week, and it's ready to go for my medium to full coverage foundation routine. And so I'm just going to roll my routine, and I'm going to use the voiceover to show it to you. So let's just let that play. Okay, I hope you can see how pink my face is from the overexfoliation. If you look at my chin, it's even peeling. So I just wanted to make sure you can see that I'm not operating with the best skin right now. This is the Pure Canvas Primer from Laura Mercier. I did go ahead and splurge because I had purchased the Silk Cream Oil-Free Photo Focus Foundation, and then I had a coupon at Ulta, and they happen to have this. They don't usually carry Laura Mercier, but they have it in stock for the holidays, some of their products. So I did purchase the Pure Canvas silicone-free primer, and it does blur my pores and make my foundation look really nice. Now I've got the Laura Mercier Silk Cream Oil-Free Photo Focus, and I believe my shade is Vanille, and it is a bit of a thicker consistency, especially compared to like a serum foundation. It's not runny at all, but a lot of times when you get thick, oh, and this is a kabuki brush from Sonia Kashuk, flat top kabuki brush. A lot of times thicker consistency foundations like this are, to me, I think they're like more matte when they're full coverage, but this one is thicker, but it's sort of a radiant finish, even though it is an oil-free foundation. It isn't a matte finish. They do have a moisturizing one for people with dry skin. If you have dry skin, you should get the Laura Mercier Silk Cream moisturizing photo finish foundation. But since I have combination skin, I went ahead and got the oil free, but it still leaves me with a really pretty radiant glow, and it just looks really pretty all day. I go with only one coat. If I put on another coat, it will look too heavy and cakey. You need very little. It's very pigmented, and it does conceal a lot with. So that's my routine, everything I do to create a flawless canvas and have beautiful skin for the holidays or whatever event is coming up. I typically wear lighter to medium coverage foundations on the daily, but sometimes I really like a full coverage. I have it on right now, and I don't know, I feel like it makes my skin, if you have the right full coverage foundation and primer for your skin type, you know, you just have to find it. It's kind of like what I talk about with short hair. When women ask me about my short hair, I always say there are a million short haircuts out there. You just have to find the right one for yourself. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope I gave you a few tips and tricks, and I hope that you look stunning over the holidays. Even if you're just staying home with your family, I hope that you look amazing. So have a blessed and beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.